welcome to Mount Kisco's 45th Annual Chamber of Commerce Sales Day Weekend. I'm Jean Farber, and I'm going to take you through a jam-packed weekend of events. We've got live music, we've got carnival games, rides, great shopping deals from a variety of local merchants, and new to this year, a historic trolley tour through town with a Mount Kisco historian. And we're going to see the 3rd annual Mount Kisco 5K run this Sunday. More on that later. We have plenty of things to do. I'm going to introduce you to many neighbors and leaders in the community and who've worked so very hard to put this whole weekend together. Here are some facts. First, there are 120 plus vendors and exhibits that are all set along South Mosier, in Shoppers Park, and right here on the promenade. The food court offers over 14 vendors, including for the very first time, a craft beer garden that's sponsored by Exit 4. We're definitely going to check that one out. There are carnival rides, plus a new addition from Grand Prix, New York. It's a go-kart track, which has been set up behind Village Hall and the library. Add an entertainment stage with performances scheduled throughout the weekend, and of course, shopping. So let's go, let's check it out right now. There are so many members of the community that make this weekend perfect. And we have one right here, Joe DeMauro. However, he actually is known in the local community as Joe Fish.
That's correct. Everybody calls me that. Well, we've been doing this for 37 years, and this is, I think, my 3rd year doing the sales days. I love this day. Great for the community. It's good to get a whole bunch of the merchants together and learn who they are, you know.
Everyone loves to come to Sales Day in Mount Kisco, including the mayor of our fair village, Mayor Michael Sindridge. Mayor, how are you?
I'm well. Good morning. We've already been to the Holiday Inn, and we enjoyed a great breakfast over there.
Yes.
And I got my lecture from Harry McCartney on the condition of the trails. So it's something I'm working on, and it's very exciting. As far as this day, the weather is absolutely wonderful. The temperature is fine. The sky is blue. And we have a great crowd. It's fantastic.
And here's the head honcho in a bright yellow shirt for the Mount Kisco Chamber of Commerce. He is actually the current president of the Mount Kisco Chamber of Commerce, Dan Taplitz. Hi, Dan.
Hello, Gene. What a great weekend we have.
You started it off beautifully at 10 o'clock with a great bang-off opening. Can you tell me what are the 2 biggest things you're most proud of as working for the Chamber here in Mount Kisco?
So it really takes a village working together. We have a great relationship with the village currently. Hence, look at today. We have about 5,000 to 10,000 people, a community all coming together and showing off all of our great services, from food to healthcare. We're really the hub of Northern Westchester.
And here we are at Mount Kisco's very first beer garden for Sales Day. And we have John who's going to explain exactly what's on tap.
So we're really excited to be a part of the event this year and hopefully make this something that, you know, we look forward to in doing the big beer garden. So we have a Hofbrau Oktoberfest. We have Schlafly Pumpkin Ale, which is the 4th ranked pumpkin beer in the world. And we have Founders All Day IPA, which is like a nice light session IPA. So people can maybe drink 1 or 2 and not really feel it too much.
And you have your bratwurst and your pretzels and lots of other trimmings to go with the beer. So come on down, it really is a lot of fun. Right now we're with Stacy Iskovitz. She's one of the newer members of the Mount Kisco Chamber of Commerce with a very, very, very unusual thing that she is giving to our community. Stacy, can you tell me, it's called the Birthday Box. Can you explain what that is?
So the Birthday Box is a nonprofit organization that delivers birthdays in a box to local children in need.
That is really amazing. So no child goes without something on their birthday.
Exactly. So every child can celebrate their birthday and blow out those candles and feel special on their day.
How does one donate to you so this wonderful thing can still occur?
So you can go to www.thebirthdaybox.org, and my information is right on there, and there's lists of everything that we'll take. So if your child has a birthday and receives an extra gift or two of the same and you don't know what to do with it, we will take that from you and we will put it to a good cause.
That is a great cause. Thank you so much for being a member of our community.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Walking around on this beautiful day in Mount Kisco on Sales Day, running into our Deputy Mayor, Anthony Marcus, and Sammy, who is very involved with the Mount Kisco Sales Day, as is your husband, Dan, who I got a chance to talk to earlier. So, Mr. Marcus.
Yes.
What makes Mount Kisco so special to you? Yes, Tony.
Yes, well, I've been coming to this, I don't know, for like 10, 12 years to this event. I mean, this event just brings out all the greatness of this village. You know, right now, what I'm looking at the Mount Kisco Volunteer Ambulance Corps. After that, I'm seeing the fire department, you know, all the merchants that are involved here, people that come from surrounding areas, people that live here. It's always been wonderful. And the Chamber of Commerce does a phenomenal job. Every year, they make it bigger and better and better. And we have a beautiful day, and it's just pride in Mount Kisco. It's just one of the greatest places to live, and I'm so fortunate to be here and to serve everyone here as best I can.
Extremely well said, thank you. And Sammy, do you have anything more to add? Because I know you and your husband are so totally involved, particularly in this year's Sales Day in the last 2 years.
We love Mount Kisco. We love the sense of community and the warm atmosphere and vendors that are participating in today's event. And I just agree 100% with what Tony said, and we're happy to be a part of it and contribute it to the community.
1, 2, 3, it just takes some time. It'll come in the middle of the ride. Everything will be just fine. Everything will be alright, alright.
I have two very special people to introduce you to that are instrumental in making this day happen. Eileen and Gina, they are the two co-directors of the Mount Kisco Sales Day and the Mount Kisco Chamber of Commerce. Welcome so much, ladies, for all your help to make this happen.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for being here. You know, Sales Days is a great opportunity for us to basically showcase this really vibrant village. It's an opportunity to celebrate business, to celebrate nonprofits, for families to come out and truly see all that Mount Kisco has to offer.
So our two goals is always driven by one, highlighting the best of Mount Kisco, the many, many assets that we have here. And two, we're always focused on uniting commerce and community. So as a member-driven organization, very interested in giving back to the community and supporting the people that do that so very well throughout the community.
One of the most important parts of our community are its volunteers. It is really what makes Mount Kisco the most unbelievable place to live. And I have for us right here today, the members of the Volunteer Ambulance Corps. I have both the captain and the president of this year's Mount Kisco Ambulance Corps. Welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you. Gordon Evans, Mount Kisco Volunteer Ambulance Corps president.
Stephen Rivera, Mount Kisco Volunteer Ambulance Corps captain.
Well, both of you have been volunteers for a really, really long time. What can you tell the audience right now, one of the most important things to do in case of an emergency?
Right now, being that the weather is finally broken, but definitely when it gets hot, if we have another heat wave, stay hydrated, try and stay indoors, stay cool. Definitely watch out for a lot of hazardous materials in the area of your residences for trips and falls. And of course, if you ever need us, dial 911 and we'll be there as quick as we can.
village would be nothing without all the volunteers who make every day safe for all of us here. I have with us from the Volunteer Fire Department, I have Chief David Hughes and Captain Matt Hollis. Please say hello to people who make every day for us a little bit safer. Chief Hughes.
Yes, hello. How are you? Thank you for coming out and enjoying this beautiful town. And we try and make it safe for everybody. Just remember, it's a very short time on this earth, so enjoy it while you can. There's 200 volunteer firemen in Mount Kisco, and we all come together. When there's a problem, we show up. Doesn't matter whether it's the middle of the day or the middle of the night. We get out of bed in the middle of the night and come. So if you need us, don't hesitate to call. We're there for everybody.
And Matt Hollis, I wanted to ask you, how, again, you were born and raised in this area, as you were. So what have you seen about Mount Kisco that's changed over the years?
Definitely the call volume has changed. A lot more traffic, but getting to the firehouse is tougher. And the amount of calls when I first got in 12 years ago, it was maybe 20 calls a month. Now we're up to 30, 40 calls a month. So it's definitely a lot busier in this town.
I would like to introduce you to Dr. Sarath Lodi. She is a new member of the Mount Kisco Chamber of Commerce and has created a brand new business opportunity here in Mount Kisco. Can you tell us about it?
Sure. So we are a full-service gynecology office as well as aesthetics. So we specialize in female health care as well as laser hair removal, limelight, photofacials, peels, microdermabrasion, regular facial. So we do all that here in Mount Kisco and in our office.
And you also are a sponsor of the entertainment stage. So we want to thank you very much for providing that for us. There's so many interesting people walking the streets today during Mount Kisco Sales Day, and I just found one, George Arco. He has been a member of the Mount Kisco Chamber of Commerce for years, 30 plus years, and I wanted just to say hello to George and let him tell you why he feels Mount Kisco is such a special place to live.
Thank you, Gene. Yeah, but Mount Kisco Chamber of Commerce has been very good to me, and it's been very good to the entire community. It's a great way to meet people, great way to send your message to the people walking the street. One of the sales days that I remember was when Larry Abel rented a vacant store and bought a truckload of watermelons and gave out a watermelon to the first people that came to sales days, and that was pretty crazy. I thought that was a novel idea, and through the years we've tried to duplicate those efforts in different ways. So that was one that I remember.
There are so many extraordinary people that make up the fabric of Mount Kisco, and I have with me one very, very special lady, Eva Marshall. She's actually the president of the Mount Kisco Historical Society and knows a lot of history about our wonderful village here. And I wanted to say thank you for coming, and can you tell me what makes Mount Kisco special to you?
Mount Kisco is very special to me. It's a wonderful place to bring up my family and my grandchildren and great-grandchildren.
And from a historical perspective, what have you seen over the last several years?
That we're growing and growing, and we are going to keep growing.
Exactly.
And we are all there to preserve the history of Mount Kisco and answer any question anybody has for us. And the questions do come from far and wide.
Full disclosure, I am also a member of the Mount Kisco Historical Society, and I cannot believe how exponentially things have been growing recently with the number of things that they're accomplishing, and also the membership is growing like amazingly. How do you attribute to that?
The things that we are doing, the trail project, all the things we're doing with the pictures, it all is in word to mouth. The trail right now is our big project. The cemetery is a big project. And our little schoolhouse on Moore Avenue, where we bring the second grade students every year 5 classes to sit in the seats and have one of our members dresses up like an old-fashioned school teacher. That, I think, that gets the parents involved.
It also makes our history alive.
Yes. We are very much coming alive in Mount Kisco. And thanks to the village, they have given us a wonderful place to store all of our history.
Among the many interesting people walking around the village today in honor of Sales Day, we have of the Conservation Advisement Council, Jim McClellan. So he also would like to explain to us the extreme value of what he does.
All right, thank you. One of the things that people may be not aware of in Mount Kisco is that we have quite a great display of, we'll call them nature items. We have beautiful trails that we've been working on. We have beautiful animals, we have beautiful plants, and they're all right here. You don't have to go to the Adirondack Mountains to find nature. It's in your own backyard. One of the things that we're working on now, and we've completed 3 of them, are trails that are in affiliation with the Historical Society. And there is a trail that people can take right now. We call it Trail 1, and it originates out by Ben & Jerry's, out as you're heading out of town on Main Street. Trail is marked. It follows the river, the Kisco River. We have another trail. As a matter of fact, we have a hike to the top of Kisco Mountain coming up on October the 8th. And we'd like anybody who's interested in hiking. It's a moderate trail. At the time, we'll probably see some migratory birds going through. The trees will be changing color, and you get a beautiful view of Mount Kisco in the area. We have another hike that's another trail down here near the Justice Court that we call the Peninsula Trail, which is kind of in the swampy area, but beaver lodges, great blue herons, hawks, and here they are at Mount Kisco. So the Mount Kisco Conservation Advisory Council is working with the Historical Society. If anybody is interested in getting involved in conservation issues, contact the village because we'd love to have more people get involved. It's here. Let's use what we have. I just wanted to bring to the attention also some of these beautiful photographs that we're taking of wildlife. This is a shot of a mallard taken right down in our own Leonard Park. This is Kisco Mountain where we're having our hike on October the 9th. This is October the 8th. Another view of Kisco Mountain here. These are taken, this is a beautiful big ash tree which is on Trail 1. And this I'm proud of down here. This is a shot of what's called electrofishing, where you go into the water with members from the DEC, Department of Environmental Conservation, and they go in and electroshock the water. It doesn't hurt the fish at all. It stuns them. The fish come up, they count them, they measure them, and they're able to get an inventory of the fish that are living in our Kisco River that flows through town. So that took place just about a week ago. Other scenes of nature items here in Mount Kisco, again, used to encourage people to get involved.
We found Linda Sindridge, the mayor's wife, right in the middle of the food court and all the big activity going on today. Linda, what does Sales Day mean to you and how exciting is it?
Well, I was brought up in Mount Kisco, so Sales Days has been going on for a very long time, since I'm a youngster, and we never miss it. It's just a wonderful community activity, and it just brings everyone together. I'm thrilled to be here.
I have one of the outstanding nurses from Northern Westchester Hospital, Karen, is going to just elaborate on what kinds of things that we're doing here today at Sales Day for the community if you come over to the booth.
We're doing blood pressures. We're also doing community health if anybody has any questions. And we're doing nutrition, and anyone could spin the nutrition wheel.
here we have Eric and Eileen Marcus, who are the owners of Mount Kisco Bicycle Shop, and extremely always been supportive of Mount Kisco Sales Day and the Village of Mount Kisco. I want to thank you for that. So what makes Mount Kisco special for you and for all the bicycle riders in the area? Eileen or Eric?
Cycling is something that people get very passionate about, so they tend to go a great distance on their bikes, but of course they're willing to go a great distance to get their bikes serviced right and to get the right bike. So it becomes a destination business, and that's what really makes, that's the draw we've tried to create. Just doing a really good job for our riders.
I also want to commend them for actually redoing this building. It is of great historical significance. We're just on the trolley ride with Harry, and I know this is a very, very old building, which you guys have really brought back to a lot of its originality. So, Eileen, tell me about that.
Well, the building was really, really old, obviously. It's built in 1897, I think.
That's old.
So when we bought it, it had no hot water, it had no insulation, it had a leaking roof, it had a rotting back wall. So we completely tore everything apart, put in a new back wall, a new roof, insulated everything, restored all the windows on the second and third floors, which were all boarded up. So it looks much more like it used to, but even better, I think.
We found the table for the Mount Kisco Recreation Department, and Allison, who is very, very involved for years with the Mount Kisco Recreation Department. Do you want to say what kinds of activities are being sponsored and signed up for today?
We are actually advertising all of our fall and winter programs. We have a lot of special events. We have programs for preschoolers, a whole bunch of new ones. School age, we have basketball, we have some new ones for adults as well.
What are the newest ones for adults as well? I'm curious to know.
The one I'm actually the most excited about, and it's for personal reasons, we're doing an adult paint night this year. We'll be hosting it at the American Legion, but it's October 14th, and we do have limited enrollment, and I know it's going to fill up quickly because it's very popular. And
Is it one night only?
It is a one night only, but we're also going to host it again in January. So we'll do 2 different evenings of painting, and just a lot of fun.
We found the table for the American Legion, and with me here is the president of the Sons of the American Legion.
Rick Woodward, past commander of the SAL, Sons of the American Legion, here to raise money for our veterans, for scholarships for Fox Lane, and Toys for Tots for what we run in-house for Christmas now. And so far we've done very well. Thank everybody for donating. And hope to see you all at our Indian Summer Barbecue that's on October 9th at the Post 136. It's a great party, and we hope to see all of you.
Woke up this morning and I felt so bad. Every little thing just made me mad. Gonna steal your kids' candy, spit it out. Gonna kick your old granny right out of the house.
I finally caught up with Kevin Kane, who has many, many talents, including singing, which we actually filmed some of your last gig. It was wonderful. Among his many talents besides singing are being past president of the Mount Kisco Chamber of Commerce. And Kevin, thank you so much for stopping by and letting us know, over the last several years, how has Mount Kisco changed to you?
Oh boy, I mean, only good things. That sounds like a Chamber of Commerce answer.
That's
okay,
right.
But I think if you're standing where we're standing now, you look right back here, new tenant coming in with the, I think it's a little store and a deli and all that kind of stuff. So that's filled up. The storefronts, Modell's is back up and running. Obviously the weather's great. Always in Mount Kisco, So there's so much opportunity in Mount Kisco, and it's such a destination anyway that if you got a business, you're going to fit alongside other businesses here.
We are so happy that you could stop and say hello to us, Mary Angela. And let me ask you, what do you think of as the most important things that have happened in the town of Mount Kisco over the past few years?
a tremendous amount of change. And today, our annual sidewalk sales is an manifestation of all these changes. I honestly feel this is the best year we've ever had. There is a tremendous amount of visitors. We have a food court. All the exhibitors are out here. We never had so many pop-up tents. And I'm very, very pleased to see what the Chamber of Commerce has accomplished this year. It's incredible. But that shows what Mount Kisco is all about. People do come into town, and whether they're here for the sidewalk sales or for the numerous shops that are around, the restaurants, I think it's a point that is becoming the mecca, really, of the shoppers in Westchester.
We're at the table for the Mount Kisco Child Care Center, and with me is Dawn Mayersky, who is the head of this table and knows everything you can know about Mount Kisco Child Care. And first of all, I want to ask you, I know you have a very big event coming up called Feed Me Fresh. Do you want to tell us about it?
Sure. Next weekend, on Saturday evening, we celebrate our 45th birthday, and we've been in the community for 45 years, providing high-quality care for all of the children in the community, regardless of their ability to pay. And with that, we have a big fundraising goal to make sure we can provide all of those scholarships. And so we have our big event on Ivana Farm in Bedford Corners on Saturday evening, and I hope you can join us. You can buy tickets online at www.mkccc.org.
So I wanted to ask you, what does Mount Kisco Sales Day mean to you?
Well, we've been involved in Sales Days for many years, and what I love about it is that we get to connect with so many of the families who have been part of the center for 45 years, whose kids started when they were 3 and are now in college and graduating from college, and we get to reconnect, and that's my favorite part of Sales Days, and supporting the community. It's great. It's a great day.
I'm here with Dr. Toll, who's a physician with the Caramount Medical Group, and we are at the Teddy Bear Clinic, which is going to be explained to us by Dr. Toll.
Hi, yeah, I'm one of the pediatricians, and we're having children come by with their teddy bears, and they can get a checkup. We can check out your bear's health and see what they need more of, if you are taking care of them just right. If you're having any problems like loss of stuffing or color loss, and we can give them a good checkup, measure their length, and maybe talk to the kids a little bit about being healthy.
We're now on the trolley, the historical trolley ride around the village of Mount Kisco. And as our host, we have Harry McCartney, who's actually the Mount Kisco town historian. Harry, thank you so much for being here and for telling us everything that you know about Mount Kisco as we take a ride around.
If we dial back a little bit to the early 1900s in terms of water, New York City, in their thirst for water, because 700 buildings had burnt in the late 1800s for lack of water. There was all kinds of sanitation problems and lack of clean water. They came to Westchester. And if you want to learn more, get historicalsociety.org, historicalsociety.org.
Right now we're going to let some more people onto the trolley. the end of the day for Mount Kisco Sales Day 2016. It's been a great privilege to be able to share with you some of the wonderful people and organizations that make Mount Kisco such a terrific place. We went on a trolley ride, we met some extraordinary individuals who absolutely make a difference in the village that we lead. And we saw all sorts of wonderful foods and beer gardens, and it was a great privilege to be able to share this with you. See you next year.